That's right.
Spud Webb.
Spud Webb at 5'7".
From the Atlanta Hawks, standing 5'7", Spud Webb.
Playing with Spud Webb, you know, so he had the smallest guy in the USPL and the tallest guy in the USPL.
Spud Webb the rebound. Webb averages over 2 rebounds a game. Wilmer Hutchins High School in Dallas, Texas. Born and raised in Dallas.
Senior year, he packed the gyms wherever he went, all in the suburbs and everywhere, and they were talking all over town about Spud Webb, the dunk. You know, he could dunk the ball. I know this coach said one day they were practicing at the gym, and everybody called and told him, come up and see Spud, he's dunked the ball. I think he was on about 5'4" then.
Well, I coached Spud in 1980, 81, 82, and when he first came on campus, he was very shy. And everybody knew he was a good athlete, but he was very shy.
When he went to Midland Junior College, we started really seeing how great he was and that he did have a chance at maybe becoming a professional ball player. And when he had a chance to go to NC State, we kind of figured if anybody gave him a chance, that he could make it.
Out of North Carolina State, after playing a couple years in junior college, played for the late Jim Valvano.
Yes, he did. And I recruited him very heavily when I was at Bradley. I liked him very much. I went to see him play in junior college. I wasn't sure. I asked the TV guy from a local TV station, do you have any tape on him? He had a highlight tape. I couldn't believe what I saw. Spud Webb doing unbelievable things for a 5'7" man.
And I set my goal to be in the NBA when I started at the boys club in the 7th grade. And, you know, I made it in the NBA, and that's, you know, something I can cherish the rest of my life.
Spud Webb entered the league without a hero's welcome. Standing 5'7" tall and drafted in the 4th round by the Detroit Pistons, he was cut before he was noticed at all. Catching on with the Atlanta Hawks, he faced an uphill battle just to stay in the league.
You have to have a strong mental capacity to put up with a lot of stuff at a smaller size, but if you don't believe in yourself, no one else will.
On one magical afternoon in 1986, Spud would dramatically display that belief in himself as he returned home to Dallas and turned the Gatorade Slam Dunk Contest into his personal showcase. Spud's stunning performance would take a special place in slam dunk history. But he was not the first to bring high drama to its yearly championship.
When I hit the floor, I try to create for my other teammates. And I love to throw the alley-oop pass, and that's the most exciting play to me.
It's a good feeling. It's a strong, powerful feeling when you can dunk on a big guy, and you know he's going at your shot hard. This is one of the greatest feelings you have because you're in a zone, seem like by yourself when you're that hot, and the fans start to get into it after that, and then they want to see you with the ball in your hands.
If you be around Dominique every day, you can't be shy because he's always in just an up spirit.
First of all, when Spud first came into Atlanta, no one even thought that he would even make our team. And the first day I seen him play, I went to the coach and told him it'd be a big mistake by cutting this guy because he's the guy who's going to help us when the season starts. And unfortunately, he got hurt in training camp, and no one really got a chance to see what he can do. And I kept telling the coach, just let's hang on to him and give him a chance. First regular season game we played, he had 22 points and 11 assists, and that was big for a rookie, especially a guy his size, and all the odds was against him to do as well as he did. I respect him a lot as a person as well as a player because he beat all odds. He's a guy who got a tremendous heart. He had more heart than a lot of guys I know because his will to go out there and do well and to compete is greater than a lot of guys I've played with over the years.
Spud Webb in the backcourt along with Mitch Richmond.
Oh, you find yourself watching sometime because, you never know what those two guys are going to do.
Richmond pops out. Dominique has him in a switch. Richmond the kick. Spud Webb. A little floater for two. Spud Webb from Mitch Richmond.
Richmond from the outside, nothing but net.
Montross was wide open. Richmond pulls up a three and makes it.
Get to an open spot, Spud's teammates, and they'll get a wide open pass.
Webb uses the Grant screen. Nice pass back to Grant for two.
Old Spud will deliver the ball.
Delivered that one nicely. That's for
Sure did. But watch him advance the ball on the hot foot.
More Spud Webb, of course, for the T-Wolves today. Off the steal to Mark Davis for the easy two.
This kid can really go. Watch this quick move.
Smith for two on a nice feed from Spud Webb.
Michael Smith on Spud Webb.
Over to Webb. Spud, nice pass.
Boy, he threaded that one, and there wasn't much room to get that pass through. But it had speed on it.
Spud Webb was intent on returning the favor.
Spud gets the ball, finds the open man. There's the big O, Olden Polynice, gets the crier, and it falls.
None stand taller than 5'7" Spud Webb.
Spud into the lane. A finger roll goes down. Spud Webb found some daylight.
Spud will do that to the best of them.
Spud Webb takes off to the basket. Gets two.
Well, he just does not stop.
Spud Webb for the second time in the game. Gets a basket at the buzzer.
Here's Lightning. What's Lightning? Up the sideline. Sherm can't stay with him.
Quarter. Grant just took a monster pick from Smith. Webb then hits the jumper.
There's that high pick and roll.
Well within his range.
Webb, the fall-away jumper falling into the crowd.
Spud Webb had such poise. But do you remember earlier in the game when the game seemed to be getting away? Spud Webb came down, took a little stop and pop jump shot, then asserted himself and made 2 or 3 more baskets. It's those veterans that are trying to hold the King Ball Club in this game.
Spud Webb almost jumped Dikembe Mutombo, and they give it to Sacramento. What a leap by 5'7" Spud Webb, who won the slam dunk contest in his hometown of Dallas in 1986.
Well, what's amazing is,
look at that,
the size of the man that he out-jumps and the air underneath his feet. Yow!
That is incredible.
As an entrant in the 1986 contest, 5'7" Spud Webb seemed the most unlikely participant in the history of the event.
As Dominique counseled his competition on tournament strategy.
Hey, remember what I told y'all too. Y'all come out strong, all right? Serious out.
He would face off against the league's highest flyers.
An injured Michael Jordan could only watch from the sidelines as all eyes focused on a 5'7" hometown long shot.
It's the mini-Federico, promised to give the contest everything he has. A native of Dallas, Texas, from the Atlanta Hawks, standing 5'7", Spud Webb.
Spud was undaunted.
I knew the repertoire dunks I could do. And, I figured if I got the first one, that I had a chance.
And now, Spud's first attempt. Oh, my! 5'7", Spud Webb. Oh, what a two-hander. See what Spud comes up with. Oh, yes.
Hey, what I tell you?
Spud's unexpected brilliance electrified the crowd and captured the imagination of all those who watched him.
I mean, he gets so high off the ground, it's like he's going up forever.
And now his once confident opponents scrambled to keep up with him.
That takes care of Gerald Wilkins, the ruling.
But in the finals, he would face his teammate and defending champion Dominique Wilkins in what seemed to be an obvious mismatch. But again, Spud would rise to the occasion.
360 for Spud Webb.
Dang, I gotta go out with something more nasty than that.
No,
rebound. He took off the...
The best of the day in my view.
Take that, little guy.
Dunk after spectacular dunk, Spud would somehow match his superstar teammate.
And Spud Webb comes through in the clutch. A 50 for Spud Webb, and a deserved mark for sure.
And unexpectedly, it would be Dominique who would falter first.
And the judges have awarded Dominique Wilkins a 45. That's incredible.
Now, alone on center stage, Spud would add a spectacular ending to one of sport's most unlikely Cinderella stories.
Look, Bill, you can tell I'm leaving.
Nice awesome lob, and Clifford. Yes, come on now. Come on.
Oh, my. That's the cherry on the sundae.
Our new slam dunk champion was an incredible upset. Spud Webb.
Spud's triumph would forever place him in lofty company.
That's the dunk, and the dunk is something that inspires everybody, and it certainly inspires me when I'm playing against him.
If he came on once a week like the Cosby Show, I sit there and watch. Oh, you find yourself watching sometime because you know he gonna do something, that you might not see again.
MJ throws it away. Spud Webb, side to side, end to end, coast to coast, 93 off.
Spud Webb topped them all. As he turned this contest into a personal fairy tale.
Look, Bill, you can tell I'm leaving. You can this one, I'm leaving, man.
Spud gets it back.
I think it's a good weapon for me. Athletes are bigger and better. So I try to use it as a good weapon in the open floor when I get to the basket.
One man paved the way for the game's little leapers, Spud Webb.
Boom! Spud Webb, little Spud right in the middle of all of it.
Although each performer had captivated the crowd with a dazzling array of slams, there was only room for two.
Spud Webb is the little man with leaping ability.
Williams looks at the three. Greg Grant, offensive foul. Greg Grant knocking the little tough guy down to the floor again.
Loose ball, Spud Webb, good hustle. Oh, rebound loose, Webb's got it.
Watch this, banging and bumping underneath her. Boom! Spud Webb, little Spud right in the middle of all of it. There's tough Texas.
Why is it important to make your free throws? Because when I was a rookie, my first year in the NBA, we was in the playoffs against Detroit. And the score was tied. I was at the free throw line, 30,000 people watching, your mother at home watching you. If you miss, you're no good anymore. So when I got to the free throw line, I was concentrating on making it, and I just shot the shot and made the first one. Took a deep breath. Because I knew I could make them because I've been practicing. That's why I wasn't nervous. And so I shot the second one, and it went in, and we won the game.
Spud Webb at the line. Spud Webb,
2 shots.
leads the NBA in free throw shooting, and almost 95%. He's a career 85%. free throw shooter. Interestingly enough, number 2 in the NBA, Muggsy Bogues. Little guys.
Standing only 5'7" tall, Spud was largely overlooked in the 1985 draft. Taken on the 4th round by the Detroit Pistons, who already had Isaiah Thomas, he was cut before ever getting to training camp.
Well, I feel like I didn't get a chance, you know, to show my skills or go out and prove myself that I could play in the NBA.
Picked up by the Hawks, Spud would get his chance when the starting point guard was injured.
I remember the first practice in training camp. I'm sitting there with a cast on my hand, and I see this guy whipping up and down the court, shooting, going by guys, giving assists, and I turned to Dominique and I said, I better get healthy quickly.
But once Spud had been given his chance, there was no stopping him. He would make the Hawks' offense his own, quickly winning the starting job.
Oh, what a shot by Webb.
Oh, he's a tough little customer.
He has a lot of heart. I think that's the biggest thing about him. He isn't afraid. He get in there, he mix it up, and he gets bounced around off those big guys and get up and keep going.
Spud would go beyond being an unlikely success story. Playing for the Hawks and the Sacramento Kings, he would become one of the league's steadiest point guards. But perhaps he'll be remembered most for his exploits in the 1986 Slam Dunk Championship, an event usually reserved for bigger men.
You know, no one in the gym, no one watching on TV, no one sitting at home on their big lazy boy chair think you can win.
Undaunted, Spud would quickly steal the show.
Spud, first attempt. Oh, my.
5'7", Spud Webb.
He would announce to the basketball world that size was no object.
Look, Bill, you get done, I'm leaving.
Mike off the lob and reverse.
Come on now. Come on. Oh, my. That's the cherry on the sundae.
Our new slam dunk champion with an incredible upset, Spud Webb.
I think it changed the way we look at smaller guys. That year I came out and won the dunk contest and then in the actual was playing in a part of a winning team. And winning the slam dunk contest in the NBA, you have watched it, on TV. You've seen Dr. J and Dominique and Michael Jordan and all the guys do it. And being in it, I wasn't nervous going out because I knew that I could compete. It's just the day I went out and people noticed that I was in it. Well, they said, maybe this guy could dunk at his size, but maybe 1-2 dunks. But when you enter something, I know when I enter something, the competitiveness comes out of me, and my objective is to go out and win.
And at the 1986 All-Star Weekend in Dallas, he would push that belief to the limit as an unlikely contestant in the slam dunk contest.
I didn't know what dunk I was going to do or what I was going to try. I said, well, I've been doing these dunks for 5-6 years, so why not do the same one?
And now, Spud's first attempt.
5'7", Spud Webb.
Clutch two-hander. See what Spud comes up with. Oh, yes.
Hey, what I tell you?
Spud's unexpected brilliance electrified the crowd and captured the imagination of all those who watched him.
I mean, he gets so high off the ground, it's like he's going up forever. That is out of sight.
Go out and win that is self-satisfying feeling that, you can cherish for the rest of your life. I think it changed the way we look at smaller guys. You have to have confidence in yourself first that you can play. And because no one else will have confidence in you. And you have to set goals. My goal was to finish school and play in the NBA. And I looked at that goal every day, and it brings on my mind every day. And how I got started in basketball was
one guy didn't have his grades to play in the 7th grade. After we sit over there and watched 2 weeks, this guy that was too small or couldn't play, and this guy didn't have his grades, and we got the opportunity to play, and I scored 20 points the first game. I can remember that like yesterday. And I had a coach, Jimmy Tubbs, and we played the rest of the year. By the time these guys got their grades together, it was too late. And that's how I really got in, to keep playing basketball. Every year I went through school, that's what I thought about, even through college, was doing my grades, that I wouldn't play like those guys. And that's a story that I always tell to the kids, that I'm staying in school and staying away from drugs, because I know at my size, I couldn't play in the NBA if I was on drugs. And I always tell them to put God first in their life, because He's given all us a talent, and it'll bring it out pretty soon.